Hello, one and all. Welcome to another episode of the Nerd a Day podcast. I am your host, your doctor recommended dose of nerdiness, Carlos Rodriguez, aka your Nerd a Day. How are you, folks? How's everything going in your world, your sphere, your bubble of life? I hope everything's well. Hope you're having fun doing whatever nerdy thing you love to do in your life, whether it be watching anime, like I have been recently with My Hero Academia and catching up on Attack on Titan, or if it's playing Horizon, which I also do when I'm not doing that. Man, I'm going through that game. There's a review coming down the line. I swear to you. I do have that. 44% with 44 hours in. I'm not doing like 1% an hour. I'm just slow going. A lot of side stuff I'm doing. But yeah, that's not why we're here today. We are talking about something Sony related, hence for video watchers, the blue light and the blue glasses. I mean, I like the blue glasses. It's kind of who I am now. But before we get into the big news of PlayStation this week, I want to give a shout out to our patrons. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, you can support me now on patreon.com/nerdaday. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, patreon.com/nerdaday will be on the description down below of the video and audio forms of this podcast. I have launched that today. There's no like big trailer yet or announcement, tweet, or anything like that, but it is live. I got my first patron. Shout out to you, Susan. You subscribed at the $3 tier, which may change down the line. Who knows? But you get a special shout out. She also happens to be my best friend. Hey, I love seeing friends support other friends, and she's amazing at doing that. She's so supportive, and I'm very touched and pleased with having her in my life, my birthday buddy. So thank you very much, Susan. But if you have no bucks to toss me, please, that's fine. Best way to support me still is to subscribe, to the video down below. Or if you're listening to it, go over to youtube.com/nerdaday. Give me a sub there because you're already subbed on audio. And if you're subbed on video, give me a sub on audio. And don't forget, I do a once a week wrestling show called Apron Work Podcast. Sub there as well. So without further ado, let's move on to the exciting news in my realm, I guess, of life. Let's talk about the all-new PlayStation Plus. That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. The Spartacus rumors are true. Those, when there's smoke, there's fire, finally happened. So we have an announcement. I'll have links down below. There's an awesome article from PlayStation's Jim Ryan, from Christopher Dring over at GameIndustry.biz, and as well, I'll have the blog post from Jim Ryan, the PlayStation blog for all new PlayStation Plus. So, without further ado, here we go. Today, we are pleased to share. I'm sorry, this is an official quote from Jim Ryan. Should have stated that. Today, we are pleased to share with you the official news about changes coming to our subscription services this June. We're bringing together PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now in an all-new PlayStation Plus subscription service. Say that 5 times fast, and I bet you can't. That's where my list comes back. Third grade all over again. That provides more choice to customers across 3 membership tier goals. So I wanted to go with that first, right? Let's talk about that first. That's the official quote. So I wanted to get that out of the way from him. And as well, there's some pretty cool quotes. I suggest you read the PlayStation, as I mentioned, like a minute ago, not even. The GameIndustry.biz article, because he mentions why. I'm going to get to the kind of, not bad news. It was reported this wasn't going to happen anyway. So it was just confirmed. There will be no Sony first-party games, no PlayStation Studios game day and date with this service. This is not a competitor to Game Pass. This is, I like how Tim from Kind of Funny has described it, because it is similar to, he's mentioned it with this, especially with this generation, like leaving last generation, coming into this current generation of console, next gen with PS5 and Xbox Series consoles and Nintendo doing this thing. Everyone's doing their own thing. And I agree. Everyone's kind of branching out, doing their own thing, playing to their own strengths. Nintendo's still doing weird Nintendo's decisions, WNDs. Um, yeah, for kind of funny fans, they're still doing the weird Nintendo decisions. Sony's still doing their weird stuff. You know, they're doing weird stuff too. Let's not lie. Xbox is still doing weird stuff too. But everyone's kind of running their own race in a way, right? Um, so PlayStation Plus, all new PlayStation Plus, I guess it's called. It's like a Marvel comic book, all new X-Men, all new Avengers. Um, I'll break down like what the three tiers are, which were rumored, as I mentioned, back in I believe it was December, late December, from Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg. And we're going to break those down. I'll kind of give you my thoughts on it. But one thing I wanted to mention with like as I mentioned with Tim, with this next generation, or this current generation, should we say, of consoles, everyone's doing their own thing, and it's really refreshing to see. Um, I love what Microsoft is doing with Game Pass, showcasing indies, some AAA titles, teaming up with EA, so EA's bundled in with Game Pass Ultimate. Um, it basically being like an offshoot of gold. Like you still get those gold benefits and all that stuff, but you also get access to hundreds of games at a monthly low price, and you get every first party game day and date. Now, PlayStation does not have the capital that Microsoft has, which is surprising, right? In a way, but Microsoft is literally everywhere in everything, not just gaming, you know? Like how many operating systems run off Windows. My computer runs off Windows right now, things like that. How many back end um, programs or things like that run off of Windows servers, you know, OneDrive, things like that. They have their hands in so many different things around the world that encompass like technology and things like that. So their money stack is a little different than a Sony, you know, who does. I mean, they're about to make cars, but they're teaming up with someone with cars, but they do appliances and entertainment stuff like music and headphones and all these stuff and like phones and the PlayStation console, and then they have a gaming outlet like with that. So that little tangent aside, Jim Ryan mentioned that there will be no day one, day and date PlayStation Studio games on here, and the reason was because they don't have the capital. Like they don't see it as a viable thing for them and how they run their business. Where that could be disappointing, this is not the first time they've mentioned it. That's not a thing for them. Spartacus was not going to change that. Um, if it was, honestly, I feel like we would have seen some smoke and then the fire that happened this week. Like I think we would have seen also some stuff with that. But any and all rumors with Spartacus stated specifically that that was not going to happen. Now, that being said, that's a temper your expectations thing. What is disappointing, and I know there were some heated debates in the PlayStation Source Discord. Just check them out. There are a lot of cool people there. That this was not going to happen. Christian over at Joysticks talking to like some other people in that Discord. That listen, what was not going to happen was downloadable PS3 games. I get it. So many people feel like that was never going to happen. But listen, they have so many awesome engineers over at PlayStation, and you're telling me that no one at all they either can't figure this out or choose not to figure out how to make PS3 games downloadable in some form of emulation or anything in that such, right? And I got into not I want to say get into because it sounds like I had an argument, but I had a discussion with Frank over at Point in Progress. Shout out to them. And when this video goes up, I realize it's going to be April Fool's Day. This is not April Fool's joke. They have a big announcement, which I got a tease of. So I know what it is. Really cool. Shout out to you guys over there. That's a cool tease. And me and my wife are very excited. So that little plug out the way and a little spoiler. Not spoiler, I guess a little tease if it hasn't been announced yet while you're listening or watching this. I was talking to Frank, and yeah, we were talking, and he mentioned, what what third parties are working on emulate. I mean, there's an emulation that you can have on your PC that emulates PS3 games and you play on your PC. I'm not condoning that. Obviously, you need to own the media beforehand. If you're audio listener, I'm winking very hard with my left eye. But th- those people are able to do it for the most part. Like they get most games up there. So why can't Sony? And as I was mentioning this to Frank, why can't they do the Disney route, right? What I mean by that is, if you've watched the Mandalorian season 2 finale, and I'm about to give you spoilers if you somehow missed it, Luke Skywalker shows up, like Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker. So young Luke, and he is played by an actor, and then Mark Hamill's face has been digitally recreated and put on top of it. Mark Hamill was on set to be Luke, like he was in the suit as well, so they can get like an idea of what he was gonna do, and he was acting in that scene. And then they kind of like there's some digital magic, and it's a little weird looking. Um, I've equated it to kind of like a better version of how Leia looked at the end of Rogue One, when they show her when she shows up. But why couldn't? Well, all right. So get to the story. So after that was released, a lot of people had a lot of opinions on what that looked like, and someone on YouTube put up like, this is how I would do it and this is how I would fix it, and show their process of, I guess you want to call it deep faking, but like having a better looking version of Mark Hamill's face on top of that actor. And Disney saw that, and instead of taking that video down, which I'm sure they may have anyway, they hired him. Disney straight up hired that guy. Now, fast forward to Book of Boba Fett season 1, episode 3 or 4, I want to say. Spoilers. Luke shows back up, and he looks remarkably better. That's because they hired that dude who said, "Hey, I can make Luke look better. This is how I would do it." And they were like, "Oh, cool, thanks. We had trouble with that. You're hired. Show us how to do it." Why can't PlayStation do the same thing? Why wouldn't Sony look and be like, "I know what they're doing is illegal, but they've figured out something we can't. So either we buy that off of them, or we straight up hire them to help us and better ourselves." But with that being said, I'm getting ahead of myself because this is on the third option. Yeah, no PS3 downloads. Not a good thing. You should figure that out. I don't care if you say you can't figure it out. Someone can figure it out. Someone already figured it out. You can figure it out. So that's my little rant in the beginning, where I off the rails in this episode anyways, but let's get down to brass tacks. Okay, let's talk about the three options you have now with PlayStation Plus. So we have PlayStation Plus Essential, which is basically what PlayStation Plus is right now. The benefits are, it provides the same benefit that PlayStation Plus members are getting today, such as 2 monthly downloadable games, exclusive discounts, cloud storage for saved games, online multiplayer access. There's no changes from existing PlayStation Plus members in this tier. The prices will still be $9.99 a month, $24.99 quarterly, or $59.99 yearly. And I have to mention as well, for any international fans out there, I'm sorry, I am specifically giving US currency for the price breakdown. Again, I will have the blog post below. They did break down other currencies under the verbiage and price tiers and things. So there's other currencies listed. I just specifically focusing on the US one for our US watchers and listeners. Sorry, guys. All right. So the next version, which is to me the most appealing, and I'll get to that at the end, is the PlayStation Plus Extra. This next tier, the benefits are provided. It provides all the benefits from the essential tier. So you get PlayStation Plus. Plus, it adds a catalog of up to 400 games. 400 of the most enjoyable PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games, including blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Games in extra tier are downloadable for play. The pricing structure for US is $14.99 monthly, $39.99 quarterly, and $99.99 yearly. And then finally, the big kahuna, PlayStation Plus Premium, which benefits are listed below, provides all the benefits from the essential and extra tiers, and adds up to 340 additional games, including PS3 games available via cloud streaming. Again, if some, it's like the Tony Stark built this in a cave with scraps. Figure it out. Some dude is in his room working on this right now with his buddies, and they figured out emulation on the PC. Figure it out. PlayStation 3 games available via cloud streaming. Boo. A catalog of beloved classic games available in both streaming and download options from the original PlayStation, PS2, and PSP generations. Notably, no Vita. I don't know if there's a reason because a lot of those games have been ported in some way, shape, or form to more modern consoles, but no Vita. This also offers cloud streaming access for those original PlayStation, PS2, PSP, and PS4 games offered in extra and premium tiers in markets where they can, where PlayStation Now is currently available. Customers can stream games using PS4 and PS5 console and PC. Time limited game trials will also be offered in this tier, so customers can try to select games before they buy. The price structure is as follows for US customers: $17.99 monthly, $49.99 quarterly, and $119.99 yearly. Oof. So, okay, that's all the brass tacks. I'm a little out of breath because I'm a chunky boy. So let's talk about this, right? I already had my rant about PS3 downloadable games. But let's talk about the next thing: pricing. Obviously, Sony wants you to get the yearly. It's clear as day. It's the best option for any of those three structures. So you pay $10 a month for 12 months, that's $120. But if you pay $60, that's half off. You get the idea. Now, you know what? I'm gonna break down. We don't have my buddy Kevin Diaz from PlayStation Source, but Joe Moran, Mr. Badbit over at PlayStation, the Trophy Room podcast, put a video up on his initial thoughts as well. And I'll link that below because I like his thoughts on this. He's a little more positive than I am. And you know what? I was pretty positive until I started reading this again. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm still kind of peeved about the no PS3 downloads. I don't know, man. With the premium, also, I want to mention this. Someone said this online, and I really wish I bookmarked the tweet. And I was very sorry. I'm not giving proper credit here, but big opportunity to miss. Someone mentioned not calling the 3 tiers PlayStation Plus Bronze or PlayStation Plus Silver, PlayStation Plus Gold, and PlayStation Plus Platinum. Big oops on that one. You guys messed up. Marketing messed up. Whatever intern, they're probably fired when someone hears this. So I'm so sorry if you lost your job because of that. But come on, guys, it's right in your face. It's right in your face. If you guys don't care about trophies, why should we then? But yeah, so let's break this down. Extra seems like the way to go for me. Me personally, IMO. I like the idea of extra. You get everything that I already have right now on PlayStation Plus because I am a subscriber. And then you get 400 of the most enjoyable PS4 and PS5 games. Now, in this tier, they have mentioned in June we will be getting Returnal. I am not a big roguelike, get my ass beat gamer kind of like that. I'm very early in Bloodborne. I pop in like once a month and see if I can progress. I really dig it, but that's not a game I went out and bought. That was offered to me on PlayStation Plus. I downloaded it and I was like, I'll definitely try it now because it's free, which is the power of PlayStation Plus, right? It gives you that opportunity to try a game maybe you wouldn't think about. I heard a lot of people talk very highly of Slay the Spire, which is one of April's PlayStation Plus games. I'll download it, and if I ever have some free time, I'll try it out and see if it sticks. But I've been playing a little Bloodborne. It's really fun. I honestly see what the hype's about. I'm not progressing too much, so I'm not getting that kind of reward that a lot of people get. I feel like I'm putting more time than most people would and not get a reward, But I mean, shout out to you guys who love it. I definitely want to put more time to it when I have the ability to. Um, but this option right here, being able to play Returnal, is gonna be good. It's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited to, because I can dedicate like maybe 2 3 hours to that, see if it really sticks, and if it doesn't, you know, it's already including in my pricing. I'm not really losing anything. I still have access to, up to 400 games in this tier. I still have all my PlayStation Plus games I've redeemed. Um, it's not that big of a deal. I don't think I'm hindered in any way, shape, or form of trying this and it not sticking. That's one of the benefits with Game Pass. How many games I think Creature in the Well was a game that it's very beautiful, very stylized. It's almost like pinball combat. I think someone mentioned it was. You play as this like robot guy, and you like kind of hit the ball, and it's like bounces off stuff. It's really like pinball, but in combat form. It's the best way to describe it, and it does the game a disservice because it's beautiful. It's kind of eerie, kind of haunting, and cool mechanic, but it just didn't click with me, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I had a good 1 2 hours. It didn't click with me. I got to put it down. Be like, oh, okay, I'm done with my time. I know you're a good game, but you're just not for me. And vice versa. When with Game Pass, I was able to play. Um, I got Game Pass for Gears of War, and I was able to play that. And then when I beat Gears of War, I was like, oh, what else is on here? And I ended up playing all of Devil May Cry 5, and it was an amazing experience. And then right after, I played the Blair Witch game, and that was like Game of Thrones. The journey was fun, but the ending wasn't. But the journey is what matters. It's the friends we met along the way, or the invisible monsters you're not supposed to put the flashlight on and ruin and not get a perfect ending in that game. But yeah, I mean, I was able to play that and I dug it and I beat it. Um, but that's not a game I would have sought out and bought on my own. Especially with the reviews there. But what that's the beauty of Game Pass and in this PlayStation Plus Extra, and this is also offered in Premium. You have the opportunity, right, to test out a lot of games, especially if they have a rotating lineup. My issue would be with the lineup, and I know they mentioned no day and date um, PlayStation Studio games. We're gonna get Miles Morales. That'll be listed on. That's gonna be a game that's also listed. They mentioned in the blog post, but I mean, what I would love to have a time frame, like a concrete, like listen, a year and a half after this particular game comes out, you can play it on PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. Okay, because then I can kind of think, right? Like I do want this, but not as bad as I want this. So maybe I pay money for this game and wait it out, and then eventually in a year I'll be able to play this. Deathloop is a perfect example of this, right? That is right now exclusive to the PlayStation platform, but it is an arcane game, distributed by Bethesda, which got bought by Xbox, right? And before the acquisition, you would assume that you would have to pay for it, a year, maybe a year and a half after exclusive deal is done, or however, whatever long those deals are, you would have to pay for it on Xbox. Well, not anymore. Bethesda is a wholly owned studio, and all their studios are owned by Microsoft now, right? So now I have Game Pass. All Microsoft games are day and date on that platform. So when that releases on Xbox, logically, it's going to be on Game Pass. I have Game Pass. I can play Deathloop. I didn't have to play it last year. I could have. I'm waiting for this year, this fall, to come around to play it. Similar to Activision Blizzard, right? They said their games are going to be on PlayStation 5 or Sony platforms, so I could still probably not pay money and play the campaign of Call of Duty over on Xbox. That's the benefit of that, right? So as long as PlayStation Plus Extra has some decent amount of games, I mean, it seems like the way to go. Again, Returnal is on there, but when will Returnal be taken away? Pardon me, I didn't want to cough in your ears or, you know, audibly. When does Returnal get taken off? Because a lot of games don't stay on PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now. as it is. Maybe that sounds better. But like God of War got taken off. You know, first title game, first party titles do get taken off PlayStation now. So would that be the case with Returnal? Is there going to be something where like, hey, from now on it will be on there? Because if that's the case, again, that's a better way to sell this to me and many other people. Going back to premium, the lack of PS Vita generation of games is a little concerning. I feel like there's a couple bangers on there that you can get. I mean, if you have your, Persona 4 Goldens and stuff like that. Maybe not all games translate well to screen, playing on your PS5, but there should be enough in there that you could play. So why are they not being offered? And in that case, are all PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PSP generation games going to be able to be downloaded? And finally, as Mr. Babbitt points out, is there going to be trophy support? There's rumors that there's going to be trophy support for these titles. And if so, I mean, he said he's jumping on. But then again, that dude hosts a PlayStation podcast called The Trophy Room. So him and Kyle kind of give a crap about trophies. I don't. And I think it's fine that if you care about them. I just personally don't have the time. I'm going to try to Platinum Horizon, but I mean, I don't know if I'm going to try Platinum as quickly as possible, or I'm just going to, a year from now, be like, oh, let me just finish all these Machine Strike things. Who knows? But that's besides the point. So, yeah, what, again, and to beat a dead horse, part of my horrible pun, I guess? Or no, allegory? Yeah, allegory. No downloadable PS3 games, man. That sucks. That really does suck, man. And, for both tiers, we just need to know what games are going to be on here. This isn't Game Pass. This isn't their version of Game Pass, but it needs to be something that we can look forward to. Right now, I'm kind of high on it. It's coming out in June. Literally as of this recording, it's March 31st, so we're about to hit April. So we have all of April, all of May, and it's gonna be in June. I would say E3 week, but that literally just got canceled, so I got to go to one E3 and it was online only. But my sadness aside, yeah, that's it, man. That's it for the news. My thoughts on to PlayStation Plus. Again, I'm gonna call it silver, gold, and platinum, as someone mentioned online, essential, extra, and premium. But let me know down below on the video. What do you think? Do you have any thoughts on this? Do you think PlayStation ever goes day and date? Do you think PS3 does eventually become downloadable in some way, shape, or form? Do they crack that code? You know, who knows what the future is going to hold for PlayStation, and there might be some more PlayStation Studio news down the line. If you're watching KFGD, because Greg's been teasing, and Tim, like a cat, just digging for news. But that's it for the Nerd Today episode. And again, I wanted to give a shout out to the Patreon, Susan. Thank you so much. And again, don't have no bucks to toss me. That is fine. You still sub on audio, video, like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Hit the little notification bell if you want to know when I do these episodes. Support me over at twitch.tv/nerdtoday. I'll be streaming in the near future, especially if I have to play Ghostbusters with Greg. Yeah, that's it. And if you do want to toss me a couple bucks, patreon.com/nerdtoday. Audio you find on anchor.fm/nerdtoday. And you can tweet at me at nerd_a_day. Till the next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be seeing you.